Gorman in the morning. This is Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Thursday morning, September 18th, as we start year number 55 without Jimi Hendrix.
Aww.
Oh, wow.
Come on, man. What a blow that was 55 years ago today.
That's a good start.
Think about it every September 18th. I think about that. I think about a few things every year on this day, but basically it's all about Hendrix. Let's move on. I am seated alongside Mr. Paul Fletcher.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Ryder. My salamander. There it is. You never even heard that song until yesterday, did you? That is a big hit for my, 8th grade year, 9th grade year? Come
now
on.
I get to start calling people my salamander.
I like it.
I mean, if it works for Paul,
Yeah.
you know.
Why
Duh.
not?
Yeah, duh.
Why not? Just don't bring weed into Japan when you're trying to promote that album.
Ooh,
True.
Pro tip. Yeah.
Yeah, always got a pro tip for you.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm feeling Minnesota, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Paul Fletcher, some headlines, please.
Okay, the lineup for Farm Aid, I think, is pretty strong. Willie, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, a bunch of others, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well,
yeah.
that's good, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Well, now Bob Dylan has been added to the bill for this Saturday going down at Huntington Bank Stadium.
Attaboy.
This will be his first performance in the Twin Cities in 8 years. I know he's done Mankato and he's done other spots in Minnesota, but the first one in the Twin Cities in 8 years, and it'll be his 4th appearance at Farm Aid.
I'll be there. And I was going to go already either way, but man, throw a little Dylan cherry on top. That always works for me.
He's kind of a recluse. He doesn't get out in the public too often, doesn't speak too often, but we actually have some audio of him talking about his connection to Farm Aid.
Farming was my first job. I picked cotton, I pulled corn. I knew firsthand what it meant to farm. I knew damn well how tough it was. Half the people can be part right all the time. Some of the people can be right part all the time. I tell Abraham Lincoln said that. I'm done. That's my Dylan for the day.
There we go.
Dylan coming in very sincerely. By the way, Farm Aid got the whole idea for Farm Aid was from an offhand comment he made at Live Aid, if you remember.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do this for the farmers. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, he has spoken. So, thanks, Bob. I'm looking forward to it.
I love that. Vikings fan Camden Tatspaw. You maybe remember this dude. He's the guy from Connecticut that's a mega Vikings fan who built a detailed Lego replica of US Bank Stadium. We talked about it, I don't know, a couple months back. Well, now the model, made from more than 15,000 bricks, even has working glass doors and the Gallahorn, is coming to US Bank Stadium. He disassembled the Lego replica into 125 sections and was flown to Minneapolis by the Vikings to reassemble it inside the actual stadium. The Lego version will now be on display on the 100-level concourse at US Bank.
Aim high, kids.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Dream, dream, dream. Dream it till the dreams come true, baby.
All right. Nexstar Media Group Incorporated announced the indefinite suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live on its ABC affiliates networks due to host Jimmy Kimmel's comments about the death or around the death of Charlie Kirk. The company's president, Andrew Alford, stated that Kimmel's comments were offensive and insensitive and did not reflect the values of the local communities they serve. Kimmel had previously addressed the shooting of Kirk on Instagram, condemning senseless gun violence and sending love to the victims' families. Nexstar owns over 200 stations in the U.S. and made the decision to preempt Kimmel's show in a quote, effort to promote respectful and constructive dialogue in the current political climate.
I don't like people telling me what I can and can't watch.
I don't like people who are trying to get a merger off the ground where they're picking up 200 more stations, pretending they give a rat's ass what Jimmy Kimmel has to say.
Yeah.
Always follow the money, you bunch of scrubs.
Yeah. Another pro tip already, and it's only 6:01.
Bang.
We're doing well. We're off and running. Hey, Superman was huge in theaters, and now it's going to hit HBO Max tomorrow. Just FYI, wanted to put that into your ear. I thought it was excellent. I'm not a big DC person, not a big Superman fan, but I see a ton of movies and thought this was exactly what Superman should be. Oh, by the way, James Gunn hinted at the film's sequel. It's officially titled Man of Tomorrow, set to hit theaters July 9th, 2027, so we have that to wait for. And it's apparently going to find Superman and Lex Luthor, quote, working together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat.
Who plays Lex Luthor in these new round of Superman movies? Because I know this, it ain't Gene Hackman, the gentleman's gentleman. So it's hard to get me excited. That's all. I don't actually care. It was a rhetorical question.
Fair enough. He's quite good, though. I mean, he's not Gene Hackman, but he's damn good. No, he is. Trust me.
Oh, well. Okay.
Is this Superman going to be as satisfying if I'm watching it on my TV at home as it would be in the movie theater?
I think so. Obviously, as satisfying, maybe not. But the thing is the story is there and the acting is there, so it's still going to work, I think. Yeah.
All right. We'll
not
look
as
on
good,
48 inches is what you're saying.
Yeah, probably not as good, but it's still there for
Noted.
sure. Yeah.
On a plane, if it was my only choice, I'd watch the hell out of it. Hey, let's talk sports, shall we? The Minnesota Lynx last night out in California ended the Golden State Valkyries' initial season. By the way, it's okay. So the first round of the WNBA playoffs, best of 3. You just got to win 2 games.
Yep. Nice and quick.
Every other series is going to the 3rd game. The Lynx took care of business in game 2, but it was not what you may have expected. They were down 14 after the 3rd quarter.
Oh, no way.
Holy
they
moly.
put on a showcase performance in the 4th quarter. They made all the stops they needed as the clock wore down. An absolute brutal 4th quarter for Golden State, as Minnesota reminded themselves, we're the Lynx. We have the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
And the game ended just for if you get a chance to go back and see the highlights. With 24 seconds to go, the Lynx had the ball. They were up by 1 point, and Golden State had 1 foul to give to stop the clock before they would go to the free throws. They didn't foul, and Minnesota didn't shoot. They just dribbled around. They were waiting to be fouled, and for some reason, no one on Golden State realized to foul. There was a shot clock violation with only 4 seconds left.
Wow.
Golden State got the ball. Mid-range jumper didn't go in. Game over. It was a really bizarre ending. But, that whole 26-11 4th quarter scoreboard was the whole story of the game. Well done. They get an extra day or 2 of rest before round 2.
They buckled.
J.J. McCarthy has a walking boot on his sprained ankle. Ryan Kelly, Justin School, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Jeff Okuda all in concussion protocol. That's just 5 names of the many on the Vikings who are beat up already.
Yeah, it's a who's who of an ER room.
Carson Wentz says he's going to have a whole lot of family at the game Sunday, which is not surprising, as he's, of course, a North Dakota guy. He said, believe it or not, my family was all coming over already. They were happy to see him playing for his childhood favorite team, and here it goes. Several national media pundits have suggested J.J. McCarthy isn't actually hurt, but O'Connell's just going to protect him after 7 out of 8 quarters of football kind of sucked. I love a good conspiracy, but I've learned one thing. It's that people can't keep secrets.
Yeah.
So you got to get a few too many people to sign off on that for that to actually add up in my mind.
Yeah, you're asking a lot of people to stay quiet.
The Twins have 29 hits and 29 runs over their last 3 games, but they're 1-2 because they were playing the Yankees, who scored 10 runs a night without really even trying.
Yikes.
The Twins are 4-12 now in the month of September. They've lost 10 of their last 11 series, and with 10 games remaining on the schedule, they're 4 losses away from reaching 90 losses for the first time since 2016.
Ugh.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's super fun. My favorite thing.
Hey, Chisago City, what's happening up there?
Hi.
Damn straight, Chisago City.
Come on, Chisago.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Being Swedish up there is what they're doing. The Swedes love Chisago City.
Lovely part of the world up there.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice. I driving through there on the way to other places, I usually stop and go, hey, this is nice.
Yeah, nice looking
just saying.
town.
This looks like a good spot for a gas station to stop at.
Yeah. They're still doing things for the first time in Ireland, which is exciting. You know what I mean? They haven't done it all yet. Like, for instance, Ireland just got its first ever Taco Bell. How have they made it this far?
Oh,
and if you're wondering what the Irish reaction to all that late night goodness is, we'll share it with you right after this from Soft Cell. Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, Minnesota's 92 KQRS in the country of Ireland, the Emerald Isle. They finally have joined the 20th century by opening the first ever Taco Bell.
Oh, damn.
And this is not in downtown Dublin, but no, it's on a roadway, like a rest area. They have, in the UK and in Ireland, you will see these, big, it's like, it's like a roadside services. You're on the highway, you get off, and they have everything there. They'll have a little store, they'll have a sit-down restaurant, a fast food restaurant, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It's a whole setup. segment.
It's a place to knock out like an hour of time to relax for a second.
Exactly. You're on the road. You get a long road trip, which in Ireland means 90 minutes, and you got to take a break because they're just not used to the long drives. So the first Taco Bell ever opened at one of these. It's in County Meath, which is just to the northwest of Dublin a little ways. And, you got to wonder what the thinking was. If you're going to put the first Taco Bell ever in the country, you put it on a roadway, so these poor people are going to go in there and eat for the first time this type of food and then get back in their car. Oh, I could see some troubling.
Maybe not so smart.
I'm just like, really? Come on, man. Put that in the lobby of a hotel or something.
Yeah.
Or But anyway, there's nothing better than listening to Irish people talk about their first Taco Bell experience.
The Crunchwrap Supreme. It was a lovely, meaty, cheesy experience.
I'm going to try it with some of the fire sauce. This might be dangerous for an Irishman to attempt.
It was.
This is actually my very first taco of all time. I've never consumed one before, so if I get the technique wrong, my apologies. I'm a huge fan of that.
The burrito and the nachos were probably my favourite. I thought everything was nice, very fresh. I didn't even know Taco Bell did chicken. It was everything I'd ever imagined.
How could I have known they do chicken? The first taco was great. The second even better, and the third. I love the way they drop the. They go straight to hard T.
Yes.
The turd taco.
Well,
Taco Bell Ireland featuring turd tacos.
It might have been a bit of a slip too. The turd is probably what's coming.
Oh, sure. No, but that's how they pronounce it. They don't say third. They say turd.
I know.
I had the chicken. I couldn't believe they did the chicken. Who knew they did chickens and tacos?
I got hung up on the word fresh. When the hell they got fresh ingredients?
Oh, anytime they open a brand new place, that first month, you want to get in there.
Yeah,
don't go there and say that summer of 27. Whew, that's going to be rough. I was at the opening of the very first McDonald's ever in Belfast, Northern Ireland,
no way.
in 1991, and it was after midnight, and the night ended with me having a rifle aimed at my chest from a British soldier with a red laser and everything, because it was fun to be in Dublin in the early 90s.
Damn.
Actually, it was horrifying and terrifying. And no fish fillet sandwich was ever worth that fright.
My butthole just clenched real tight, dude.
Yeah, got back to the hotel and didn't want to eat after that. It was really weird.
It was 35 years ago.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. The troubles.
Ireland.
Oh, the troubles. I'm Irish. I can make fun.
Okay.
Just saying.
Fair enough.
Keep my mouth shut then.
By the way, this is how Irish Catholic my family is. Over the weekend, my family, we were all in Detroit. We interred my mom's ashes. It was a lovely service and a ceremony, and we saw a ton of family, and it was a beautiful way to say our final farewell to my dear mom. And then you're talking with cousins and aunts and uncles, and the family tree, and all that stuff comes out. And I have somehow, this fact has eluded me for how old am I? 60 years. My grandmother, Gertrude Gorman, Gertie, we talked about her the other day. I'll take my shoe at you.
Yeah.
Born Methodist.
What?
I never knew. Her family, the Scotts, they were Protestants.
Huh.
She married a Gorman, a Catholic converted, but there was this convergence of back in the day, and I was like, wait a minute. What are you telling me? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, but I had no idea. Who knew?
In Ireland, it mattered, I bet.
I'm sure it did. Yeah. But I mean, I just realized, wow, we had the troubles in the old backyard of the house in Wyandotte. Who knew?
Right.
Anyway, it's always good to learn new things about your family.
Absolutely.
I guess it's actually not true. It's rarely good to learn new things because it's usually all the secrets. This wasn't a secret. I just wasn't paying attention. All right, let's get on with it.
Fair enough.
So, I don't know the last thing you ever rescued, but if it was a deer in a soccer net, then you will understand this next story. I'll share it in about 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Sometimes you see a story and you dig in a little deeper and you find out something about yourself.
Yeah.
That you didn't expect to know. And you know what? If you're not learning, you're not living.
For
and
sure.
especially when you learn something about yourself. And I feel like I learned something about myself today.
Okay.
And that's that, if pressed, I think I could do a really reasonable impression of a deer. I had no idea that I have this ability. I have this in the bag, a solid deer impression. A gentleman on Long Island came across a deer tangled up in a soccer net, and he got out some sort of a clipper thing, some scissors, or some sort of yard implement to cut away the net, and it took many, many minutes, and this deer was fighting him because, of course, it's a simple little animal. Its brain is the size of a cash snowshoe, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it didn't know that he was trying to help.
Right.
All ended well. The deer was eventually freed. But listen to this deer complaining about this poor fella just trying to do the right thing.
Okay.
But listen to this deer complaining about this poor fella just trying to do the right thing.
Okay.
What's up, buddy? I'm gonna get you out of this.
buddy?
I know. I know. There we go. Just relax. It's a little bit more. It's all off. See you later, buddy.
There he goes.
That's what I sounded like last Wednesday night.
I feel like I've heard those noises walking by the bathroom here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I had a roommate that sounded like that after a night of drinking, for sure.
Who knew?
Plus, the guy, was it an officer that was helping him out, or just a
dude.
random
No,
citizen?
just a random guy who wanted this deer out of his yard.
Here you go, buddy.
With
Here
the
you
whole-
go, buddy.
Yeah, with the whole "What's up, buddy?" It sounded like Billy Madison or
we go.
one of many Adam Sandler characters.
That's
What's up,
not
buddy?
how you talk to wild animals.
What's up, buddy? That's
Hey,
probably how
buddy.
I would
Hey
say.
there,
Yeah,
pal.
yeah. Hey, buddy.
It's always funny. I always think
Rawr.
when I would see somebody speaking to their
That last one is
Yeah.
like when you're getting the very last out of what you
Yeah.
need to get out of your. That one. That's when you get the last push of what's left in your system.
anytime I see someone speaking to their dog at the dog park, if which is not happening that often, but occasionally someone is speaking in a different language, and I'm always like, man, a multilingual dog. That's amazing. That dog speaks French.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait,
Yeah.
Chauncey doesn't speak French?
No. He barely speaks English.
Okay.
When we were in Ireland, we watched a farmer who had his dog that separated his sheep from a sheepdog, classic sheepdog.
Sure.
Trained one dog in Gaelic, the other dog in Irish.
English.
Irish English, right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But
What's that
it's
mean?
more like English and Irish, really, is what it amounts to.
Sure.
But train them in two different languages. So he's like, it was really impressive to watch to see the dogs completely. One didn't have any idea what the other was doing because
Sure.
he's teaching them in completely different languages. It was fascinating to watch.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever try to rescue a wild animal from
Nope.
peril?
Nope.
I'm trying to think. The only thing that comes to mind where I've tried to intercede on behalf of one animal over another was when we had a cat in the 90s named Binky who was a murderous thug. Birds, snakes, chipmunks. This cat, you'd open the front door of the house and she would come back 2 minutes with she was a hunting magician, a miracle worker. But it was also horrifying because you're like, oh, come on, man, just leave the poor animals. And there were times when I would see Binky on the prowl, like she's going after a squirrel or a chipmunk, and I would interrupt it. I was like, just don't kill another animal today, would you?
You don't need more blood on your paws.
But I never got my hands involved. I mean, I'm trying to think. There's
Well,
got to
that's
be
where you messed up because Binky thought that you guys sucked at getting food. So if you just would have went out there, killed the squirrel yourself, she would have let it be.
I needed to know that 30 years
Yes.
ago.
no, it
Sorry.
sounds like Binky was a killing machine. I don't think that would have stopped him.
Man, it was a lady.
Sorry.
Watch
Yeah.
it.
Clearly,
They are the most
clearly
lethal.
a lady.
And then I made a huge mistake, which was shortly after Marley was born. I just was like, "Come here, little Binky," and we no longer had Binky the cat. And I, without even realizing I was doing it, I then assigned Binky as the nickname to my daughter. And
Yes.
people are like, "Didn't you have a cat named Binky?" And I couldn't. It was too late. It was done. She's Binky to me.
Yes.
And to this day, she's B. That's what I call my daughter Marley. Hey, B.
Yes.
That's how it goes.
B.
Ever try to
Lethal
save
hunter.
a wild animal? Ever get yourself into, out over your skis? You always see those videos. It's like, oh, I found there was a snake in the attic and I wanted to peacefully remove it. It's like, no, not at all. Send in the National Guard for that crap.
Yeah.
651-989-ROCK. Let me know the weirdest animal experience you ever had. Trying to do the right thing. This guy, by the way, in Long Island, he did escape injury-free, but it was touch and go there. That thing was bucking and kicking, and I'm looking at those hooves and I'm thinking, man,
Yeah.
keep that thing away from my rib cage. 651-989-ROCK. Gorman in the morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Happy Thursday morning. It is September the 18th. I'm feeling Minnesota. Paul Fletcher, lay down some headlines.
Lineup for Farm Aid is strong. Willie, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, etc. But now Bob Dylan has been added to the bill for this Saturday. It'll be his first show in the Twin Cities in 8 years and his fourth appearance at Farm Aid.
First Twin Cities gig in 8 years and the first time ever at Farm Aid. Astonishing. Is that what you just said?
Fourth.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, so every 10 years.
It's still cool.
It is still cool.
Way cool. He played the first 2 years of Farm Aid, and then he played in 2023.
That's right. And Farm Aid, the idea, an offhanded comment he made at Live Aid about let's help the farmers, and here we are 40 years later. So good on you yet again, Bob.
Absolutely.
Sparked something in Willie's brain. We all had our money bet that he was going to do this, right? Like, we all knew this was coming.
Well, I didn't, because I hadn't checked his schedule. He's at Alpine Valley tomorrow night. And so it was like, if I'd known he was there, I might have put 2 and 2 together.
When we first announced it and had Jennifer in here, I don't remember if it was on mic or off mic, but I said to her, I bet you we could see Bob Dylan being added to this. So there you go.
Wow, nice one.
Yeah, I called that.
Nice call.
Live Nation's CEO says concert tickets are still underpriced. Talk about being tone deaf in a time where everything's expensive. At a business conference in L.A., Michael Rapino said the average ticket is $72 and added, quote, try going to a Laker game for that. Okay, but people in Columbus don't go to Laker games. The latest Consumer Price Index data showed prices for movie theaters and concert tickets jumped 3.4% over the last month compared to a year ago. Meanwhile, the cost to go to a sporting event dropped 0.5% from last year. Those statements clashed with consumer experiences as fans consistently blast Ticketmaster's on-sale process as chaotic, plagued with error codes, long queues, and price surges from dynamic pricing that often push tickets to high prices or into the hands of third-party sellers.
Now, I love live music, but I am going to say that any ticket that costs you at least $72, there's no question how the show's going to end. They're playing the same set every night. Whereas a Lakers game, it's drama as it happens.
Yes,
I'm just saying, there's a
true.
reason sports have become even more, the ratings are going up and up. It's because there's so little left in the world that we aren't in charge or control of, I should say. Anyway, just a quick thought.
Yeah,
That's
and just
valid.
On concert tickets, all the more reason to listen to your favorite radio station because we still give those away for free.
We sure do.
That's right.
Damn straight.
Michael Shannon and Jason Narducci and friends have announced a 2026 tour to commemorate the 40th anniversary of R.E.M's landmark album, Life's Rich Pageant. The 22-date tour begins February 11th in Denver, Colorado, and will hit First Ave March 14th. Tickets on sale tomorrow. Each show will feature the two of them playing the album in full, along with a medley of other beloved R.E.M. classics. Michael Shannon, of course, known for acting roles in Boardwalk Empire and Knives Out.
Yeah, I saw the tour they did for Fables of the Reconstruction earlier this year at First Avenue, and it was really good. I mean, it's still just such an, and I think it's cool, but it's still just so odd. Like this actor who's been nominated for many, many awards, and he's a greatly lauded actor. Is like, I'm just going to go out and sing my favorite band's albums one at a time with a band of crackerjack whip great musicians. It's cool, but it's always like, wow, how did that happen?
You know, it's funny. Michael Shannon shares the same sentiment as you. He said, quote, it dumbfounds and delights me that we continue our crusade through this astounding catalog of music from one of America's most influential and unique bands. So he obviously feels the exact same way as you.
Yeah, wow.
Pretty cool, though.
It's kind of like, I did expect that to happen to Kiss. I thought they would replace themselves like Menudo used to do. Remember the band Menudo, the boy group, and every year they're like, nope, you're too old. I still can't believe Gene and Paul didn't find new Jeans and Pauls.
I think they did,
Would their egos
and
let
they
'em?
were all little people, and they called it mini kids.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
A 76-year-old woman on Long Island faces charges after she was accused of shooting her 67-year-old neighbor in the face with a flare gun as he walked his dog.
Oh, my God.
Apparently, they were having arguments over their pets. Here's that moment.
Didn't think I'd do it, huh? Did you? Do what?
They're fighting. That's a flare gun.
Kathleen showed no emotion. She claimed I was the devil. She claimed I tried to murder her. And she said, I'm sorry I missed. I've lived in Manhattan. I've lived in San Francisco. I've lived in Boston. And nothing ever happened to me. I moved to Suffolk County in a senior community, and my neighbor shoots me in the face with a flare.
Damn.
Suffolk County, New York, where the crazies go to retire.
I thought that was Florida, but I guess not.
Same thing. It's the same talent pool.
Okay.
The same talent pool.
Yeah.
It's. I'm glad the dude's okay. A flare gun to the face is no joke.
No, it's not. It's funny, but it's not a joke. Hey, here's no joke either. The Minnesota Lynx are the best team in the WNBA by a wide margin, if record means anything. Okay. And last night they eliminated Golden State in the first round of the WNBA playoffs. No surprise there. They were heavily favored, and it's no surprise they won in 2 games to eliminate the Valkyrie. What is surprising is that when the fourth quarter started, they were down by 14 points on the road and came back and won the game.
Nice.
That is a team, as we've talked about, that clearly knows how to flip the switch, and they did just that. Great job. Take a couple extra days off. Whoever they face in round 2
earned it.
Will meet a similar fate. Round 2 is best of 5, and then, of course, the finals. Round 2 is the semifinals. The third round of the playoffs, the finals, that's best of 7. I fully anticipate celebrating a championship. There, I said it. I don't have jinx power. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm just a dude in Minnesota who thinks they're the best team in the league and therefore they'll win. The best football team in the NFL is not the Minnesota Vikings. However, we may be leading the league in, you got to be kidding me, a lot of injuries. This team is beat down. J.J. McCarthy now in a walking boot. 4 significant members of what should be the starting lineup, all in concussion protocol. We're going to play the Cincinnati Bengals at home on Sunday with a whole lot of people you never heard of out there on the field. But Carson Wentz is not one of those people. We all know who Carson Wentz is. Former North Dakota State star, starting for his childhood favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings, at long last. Let's go, fella. Let's make it happen.
Kidding me.
Minnesota Twins lost to the Yankees again last night, 10-5. They love to see the Yankees go into double digits. Happens a lot. And in fact, in the last 3 games, the Twins scored 21 runs over 3 games and only got 1 victory out of the 3.
That's insane.
Because the Yankees clearly scored a lot more runs. 4-12 so far in September. 10 of their last 11 series have fallen away from the Twins. This season cannot be over soon enough. That said, I repeat my statement from yesterday. I still want to get to one more game, though.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get out there one last time.
September's shaping up to be real nice, so yeah, it should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Dayton, glad to have you with us. Dayton.
Spent many an afternoon, Saturday afternoons usually, Elm Creek Park Reserve, which is, it's kind of in Maple Grove where I grew up, but most of it actually lives in Dayton. So we'll give, in this case, we'll give the credit to Dayton.
Right on. Fair enough. Glad to have you with us, Dayton. This would be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Robert Redford passed away a couple days ago, 89 years old. And over the last couple days, when I've thought about the man, you just think about, like, okay, he got his start when he really became a part of the zeitgeist. He was already in his late 20s or even early 30s. You know, it's like, man, they used to just make you wait back in the day. You know what I mean? Like how was that guy not already a massive movie star, as good as he looked on film? But a tremendous actor, but you could argue even a better director and a fantastic producer. And then, of course, he invented the Sundance Film Festival, a guy that gave back and gave back and gave back. And as it's Thursday, we're going to play Rank You Very Much. And we are going to play Rank You Very Much. And we welcome your submissions to 651-989-ROCK. We're going to rank the top 3 Robert Redford films. Damn straight. That's in 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning. It's time to rank you very much, as it is Thursday. We take our top 3 whatevers every week. We pick a category. We give you our top 3. We welcome yours at 651-989-ROCK. And in honor of Bob Redford, I call him, Robert Redford, who passed away a couple days ago, or yesterday morning, night before yesterday, whatever. What is today? Thursday? He died on Tuesday.
Yes,
I'm having a hard time with days this week, too,
man. Yeah. 89 years old. What a legacy. Let's talk about our favorite Robert Redford films. We're going to rank them, and we welcome you to share yours again at 651-989-ROCK. All right, Ryder, the youngest of the bunch here. Not familiar probably with the earliest work of Robert Redford, but I'm curious what your number 3 film is.
Right. Okay. So my number 3 film, and it's a very specific reason. He was in, I believe, The Great Gatsby.
He was.
And I think that movie may have been one of the most satisfying naps I have ever taken in my high school career.
Wow. The guy just passed away. I mean, holy
man.
I'm not insulting him. There's nothing that beats a good nap, especially like, 6th period.
You were watching it in school?
We watched it in school, yes.
Okay, that changes things a little bit.
They shut off the lights, they rolled in the TV cart, they put the movie in. I think it lasted about 3 days.
Now, was this in conjunction with you, apparently? Had you been assigned to read the book as well?
Yeah, it was an English class. They don't let you just watch the movie in class unless you've already read the book.
Making sure that they were at least trying to get you to read the book as well.
Yes, we did, of course. Great Minnesotan,
fair enough.
Scott Fitzgerald, yes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. All right, Paul Fletcher. Robert Redford, number 3.
It's not one of the best movies he's ever been in, but I thought his performance was fantastic. I'm going with Spy Game from 2001. I thought he was the perfect complement to Brad Pitt, who was, Brad Pitt was a pretty damn big deal in 2001, still is, obviously.
And at that time, very regularly being called the next Robert Redford.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so Robert Redford he plays the seasoned, cerebral CIA operative but he also, as an actor, carries the cachet to pull rank on a guy like Brad Pitt, and he ends up saving him in the movie. Like I said, the movie's good. It's not great, but Robert Redford's just awesome in that flick.
I've never seen it, but I will now. I'm interested, and good job.
It's a good
something
CIA
to watch.
espionage flick.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, my number 3 is also a CIA espionage flick, but this is going back into the mid-'70s. 3 Days Over the Condor.
Oh man,
come on!
Good.
The original. There's a lot of Condor. You see Condor remakes, and there was the TV show last year. Blah blah blah. This is great. Sidney Pollack directed it, for the record. Robert Redford is a CIA analyst. Not like he's not James Bond. He's just an analyst. His name is Condor. He works in a New York office, Upper East Side. He returns from a lunch break, and everyone in his office is dead. They've all been murdered.
Yeah, he goes to lunch. Yeah.
Talk about kicking something off. You're like, whoa, hey, whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's an inside job, and he has to go on the run, and he tries to figure it out while they're trying to whack him. I saw this as probably a high school kid on HBO, probably, somewhere, right when the cable movie channels were all hitting.
Yeah.
And, and not to mention Faye Dunaway at that time, pretty easy on the eyes. Yeah. And I remember thinking, okay, all right. Not only do I get Robert Redford, I think I want to be a CIA analyst. So I went 1 for 2 for the rest of my life.
And let's not forget just the timing of this movie.
Yeah.
When it was released was kind of the height of paranoia in our country.
Right after Watergate.
Oh yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah,
absolutely tremendous.
God, so good.
Okay, all right. Now I'm like, can we take the rest of the day and just watch movies?
Yeah, please.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, let's do it. Ryder, let's move on to our number 2s, Ryder. What do we got?
I'm going to give you All the President's Men, the Watergate movie.
Yeah.
I do feel a little bit misled by the character Deep Throat, but otherwise, I enjoyed it.
I've seen that movie many times. All the President's Men is top to bottom as good as American cinema can get, really. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, it's all about Watergate. It's Woodward and Bernstein. It's the whole story.
Yeah.
Redford, at a time when he was just a total hunk, if you will. I mean, he's playing a reporter. This is not a movie.
Not a hunk.
No, not at all. I mean, imagine being Woodward and you're like, you're gonna get who to play me? All right. But not a macho He-Man, good-looking movie star role at all. Just an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What do you got to number 2, Paul?
All the President's Men.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
there you go.
It was sort of. I mean, quite honestly, because this is I was a baby when this all went down.
Yeah.
And so this was kind of the way I learned about Watergate, at least the inner workings, the specifics of it, the culture, everything that went on during that time.
Yeah.
And Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman crushed it together.
You can do a lot worse to learn about a subject than this movie.
Absolutely.
Man, absolutely fantastic.
Are we going to go 3 for 3 on number 2? No, we're not? Okay.
No, I'm going to a lot of people I would imagine is number 1. My number 2 is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Not bad.
I said this the other day, first movie I ever saw is in a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
And I've only seen a few. It's not like there's a long list of drive-ins. But the William Goldman script, if you just watch the movie now, you may lose sight of the fact that until that movie, people in movies didn't talk like that. Like, there weren't funny asides that sounded like the way normal people spoke. It was a groundbreaking, not to sound too hoity-toity, but it's a groundbreaking script for a lot of reasons. But it's the ultimate buddy film. Like,
for sure.
Like Robert Redford, Sundance, and the smashing Catherine Ross. That's the romance of the movie, but it's really the Butch and Sundance romance. It's the best friends. Yeah. That's the bromance of all bromances. And I mean, those two guys just running around, getting in over their in over their heads, out over their skis, and then figuring it out, and with all that humor and just the how cool they both are.
Yeah.
It holds up. It stands up. It's absolutely top tier stuff. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a legit bromance before bromances were a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was like the first, maybe the first bromance ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, really,
you can't really go wrong. At all.
It was an astounding and still is a great movie to watch. 651-989 Rock. Let us know your top 3 Redford films. We'll give you our number ones after this from Freddie and the Boys. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Rank you very much. Today we are ranking the top 3 Robert Redford films. No shortage of text messages are flooding in, Paul Fletcher.
They're coming in like crazy. Steven gives kind of a different perspective on Robert Redford. Number 3, The Last Castle. Number 2, Indecent Proposal. Number 1, Brubaker.
Oh, Brubaker. Man, I love me some Brubaker.
John Stolsky says Legal Eagles at 3, Old Man with a Gun number 2, and The Natural at number 1.
Brubaker invented the slow clap, by the way. That film.
Damn.
Final scene of the movie. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Do you know the story of? You know what it is?
No.
He's a prison warden, and there's a lot of corruption, and he wants to try to get to the root of it. So he goes in undercover as an inmate.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Oh, it's great.
All right.
Oh, that was a cable standard when I was like a middle schooler. I watched it 1,000 times.
One last one that we must have overlooked because who knows, maybe we'll find out with number ones. But a lot, the most common answer in all of these texts, and we have a bunch, is Jeremiah Johnson. That's
sure.
That's the most.
Well, it's responsible for the most famous meme or GIF, you will, in Twitter history, where he's looking at the camera and he winks. That's Jeremiah Johnson. Looks like Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
That's Bob
I thought that was Grizzly Adams.
No, baby. That's Jeremiah Johnson right there.
I didn't even realize that was Robert Redford.
Oh, yeah.
So much hair.
Yeah, I truly thought that was Grizzly Adams.
All right, now our number ones. Ryder, what do you got?
Well, it, of course, is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And yes, it's that snark in that final scene, and here it is.
Hey, wait a minute. What? You didn't see LaFours out there, did you? No. Oh, good. For a moment there, I thought we were in trouble.
And then they get locked and loaded, and him and the salad dressing guy go out in a blaze of glory.
So great.
Right.
So
I
great.
can't swim. How about that scene? Oh, yeah. Dummy, the fall's going to kill you. Oh, it's so great.
So good.
Paul Fletcher, your number 1.
My number 1, and I don't need to go into it in super great detail because you already laid it out quite a bit. 3 Days of the Condor.
Nice.
I dug that Condor was a thinker. He wasn't just some meathead action hero.
Sure.
And Faye Dunaway, as you said, was not so bad. And 3 Days of the Condor is fantastic. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it.
Okay, my number one, and by the way, you're going to think I'm just overthinking it and trying to, but I really believe this movie needs a shine. It's one of his last ones from 2013. It's called All Is Lost.
Really?
Have you even heard of this film?
No.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's him on a boat by himself.
Yes. He's the only character in an entire film, and his character's name, Our Man. We don't even know his name.
Ooh.
This is, okay, all right, there's a movie called Margin Call about the Wall Street meltdown, the mortgage meltdown. Margin Call is one of the best movies of the last 25 years. It's amazing. And the guy that wrote and directed it, he followed it up with this movie called All Is Lost. And there's an old quote from E.W. Horning who said, when courage is lost, then all is lost. It's just a writer said that however many years ago.
Okay.
And this guy, J.C. Chandor, this this writer-director, just came up with a whole concept about, well, what does that really mean to me? Long story short, to your point, Robert Redford is on a sailboat, all alone in the Indian Ocean, and he runs into a tanker, and the whole movie is him just trying to fix it and save his ass.
Damn.
He has 51 words in total in the film. And you might think, you got to be kidding me.
2-hour movie?
This is Robert Redford in his late 70s, still being able to hold your attention for that long. He has so much presence. It's a very physical role. It's incredible. Okay. It's one of those, like, 20 minutes in, you're like, okay, I get it, but it just gets better and better and better and better.
Wow.
All Is Lost is astounding.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, tremendous.
To answer your question, Ryder, it's an hour and 46 minutes, so it's not super long. I'd always wanted to watch this and never got around to it, but you kind of like almost like apologized for yourself for your pick before you preempted it, but saying you're overthinking it. Rotten Tomatoes actually has it listed as the #1 Robert Redford movie of all time.
Fair enough.
So you're not completely on an island.
No, it really is something. Because I'll tell you, the first thing I will forever think of Sundance first. You said Robert Redford, I'm at that movie. But All Is Lost, check it out. It's outstanding. 651-989-ROCK. You can still send in your top 3 Redford films. We got headlines in 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Thursday morning. It is September the 18th. I'm feeling Minnesota. So, Paul Fletcher, please, some headlines.
All right, then. The lineup for Farm Aid is already pretty strong with Willie Nelson, Neil Young, etc., etc. But now Bob Dylan has been added to the bill for this Saturday. It's going to be his first performance in the Twin Cities in 8 years, if you can believe that, and his 4th appearance at Farm Aid.
Right around the corner from Dinkytown, where he famously was, and when he was a student at the U. I mean, what goes through Bob Dylan's mind when he goes back to like the fall of '59 when he was hanging around here?
I believe it's positively 4th Street is the song that goes through his mind.
I think you're probably right. That's a fact, Ryder.
Vikings fan Camden Tatsapaw from Connecticut spent more than 2 years building a detailed Lego replica of U.S. Bank Stadium. I guess he's a pretty big Vikings fan. The model, made from more than 15,000 bricks, even has working glass doors and the Gallarhorn. He disassembled the stadium into 125 sections, was flown to Minneapolis by the Vikings, reassembled it at the actual stadium, and so now the Lego version is on display on the 100 level concourse at U.S. Bank Stadium. I immediately see stories like this and I go, oh my God, what? And then I look at it and I go, holy crap. Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of that. That's insane. It's nuts.
If they don't let this dude blow the Gallarhorn sometime this year, man, they're missing out. Like, he deserves it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nexstar Media Group Incorporated announced the indefinite suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live on its ABC affiliate networks due to host Jimmy Kimmel's comments around the death of Charlie Kirk. The company's president, Andrew Alford, stated that Kimmel's comments were offensive and insensitive and did not reflect the values of the local communities they serve. Kimmel had previously addressed the shooting of Kirk on Instagram, condemning senseless gun violence and sending love to the victims' families. Nexstar owns over 200 stations in the U.S. and made the decision to preempt Jimmy's show in a, quote, effort to promote respectful and constructive dialogue in the current political climate.
Please. Nexstar and Sinclair are both trying to get mergers done. They need the FCC's blessing, and the current administration's FCC chair gave them grief, and they're like, we'll do anything you want. It's just about money. It's about getting more stations. Yeah. I don't think anybody at Nexstar gives two rats' asses what Jimmy Kimmel says. He's a comedian. He's a late-night talk show host, and they need their merger to go through. Just come clean. Yeah.
And we're talking about billions of dollars. Like, there's just too much money in the world right now.
Thank you.
Too much money.
Certainly is. Too much money in too few pockets.
Yeah. It's not even real. It's just a promise from a computer.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That was a massive line there at the end there. Holy buckets. Superman is going to hit HBO Max this Friday. It was massive in theaters. If you don't have HBO Max, now might be a good time to do the trial because you get a free trial. You watch a big Superman movie, and then, cancel it if you want.
All right.
Yeah, Superman, yeah. The film's sequel, by the way, officially titled Man of Tomorrow, is set to hit theaters July 9th of 2027, and it's apparently going to find Superman and Lex Luthor, quote, working together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat. Dun, dun, Dun.
Okay, here's a name drop for you. I met and hung out with a few times briefly, and then actually sat down and had a drink with Christopher Reeve in 1993.
Okay.
Yeah, we were staying at the same hotel. Both of us had an extended stay. He was in the room right next door in Los Angeles, and I'd see him in the hallway. What's up, man? Hey, man. Like, that's Christopher Reeve. And then like, hey, man, what's up? What's up? And then at some point, I walked into the hotel bar, the whiskey bar there, and he was sitting there, and I was like, and we just both said like, hey, let's have a play. What are you doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm in a band. I'm Christopher Reeve. I knew who he was. And he couldn't have been a cooler guy. And so we spent the entire conversation talking about not Superman, but Somewhere in Time with Jane Seymour. It was a great movie. Back when rom-coms weren't known as rom-coms yet. And it was called Somewhere in Time, and it was on Mackinac Island, Michigan. They filmed it, and it was from the set in the like 1910s. And Jane Seymour being Jane Seymour. And I was like, man, I was in love with her. And he was like, yeah, I literally was in love with her. I'm like, yeah, I bet you were. Couldn't have been a cooler dude.
That's awesome. I love it.
Very
It's
cool.
great. I love it. I've heard nothing but great stories about him.
Man, he was
R.I.P.
And just he's like taller than me, which not too many actors are. I mean, I see a lot of people taller than me.
Not too many humans are taller than you.
No. But by the way, let me just, you know what? It's funny you say that. I've said this to people who say, how's Minnesota? And we have that conversation. Oh, I love it. This is good. This is good. This is good. And at some point, I will invariably say, I've never been around so many tall women in my life.
Right.
I see at least one woman a week who is looking me in the eye or looking down on me.
Yeah.
I've never lived anywhere with women over 6 feet tall all around me.
Yes.
I'm not complaining. I'm just making it's just wow.
How you raise the Scandinavians.
Those Nordic genes, man. They're working.
I was just going to say that.
Hey, so the last night in San Jose, the Minnesota Lynx were playing the Golden State Valkyries, and midway through the third quarter, the Lynx were down by 17 points.
What?
When the third quarter ended, they were down by 14 points. And so what did they do? They flipped the switch and came back and won the game 75-74 to eliminate Golden State and to take a few extra days off before the semifinals of the WNBA playoffs.
Nice.
Well done, ladies. Very, very well done.
Love that.
The Vikings will face the Bengals on Sunday, of course, with Carson Wentz as your starting quarterback. The former North Dakota State star will have many, many family and friends in attendance. I mean, you know what? He's had a good run in the NFL for a guy that a lot of people didn't really believe in, if you will. Coming out of North Dakota State, didn't have a lot of supporters. Started off with the Eagles, was doing okay, got injured. They won the Super Bowl without him. You know, it's been a weird run for him.
Definitely.
But you know what? This is the team he grew up worshiping. He, as a kid in the Dakotas, of course, the Vikings, the closest team to him. Mm-hmm. He's very excited to be a member of this team. That's kind of a nice moment. I hope he has a good game.
Yeah, have fun as a family.
I'm not saying that as a Vikings fan. For me, I'm like, hey, Carson, go get a win, dude.
It's a human thing.
It is.
It's a human thing. Like
Minnesota Twins are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. The record so far this month, 4-12. This season cannot end soon enough. They have lost 10 of their last 11 series. Remember, this is the same team in May that had a hell of a run. What was it? 13 game streak?
13 straight. Yep.
Oh, come on. Remember the good old days? May?
Yeah.
Circle Pines, good morning. Come on, Circle Pines.
Circle the Pines.
Smells
Circle the
great
Pines.
there.
What's going on in Circle Pines? What do you think?
I think they're circling the pines right now. They're rallying around with pine trees. They're rallying around Carson Wentz.
All right, fair enough. Let's get excited about some Vikings football, Circle Pines. Right here, how about this? Let's get excited about the Offspring. Offspring, Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I always read these reports that says 1 of every 7 Americans has worked at McDonald's. 1 of every 7 Americans' family can trace their roots back to Brooklyn. Yes. Those are 2 stats that you always come across. But here's one that's kind of a drag, man. 1 in 8 people have never cried tears of joy.
Sounds like they're all Minnesotans who are not in touch with our feelings.
I was immediately going to ask you what that means. Let's discuss, shall we? 1 in 8 have never cried tears of joy? Come on. Come on, people.
I think that a lot of Minnesotans have plenty of cries because I do it way too often.
Okay. All right. Well,
way too much.
We'll analyze. We'll break down. We'll process. Maybe at the end, a healthy, healing cry. Just give us 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. 1 in 8 people claim they have never cried happy tears.
Wow.
1 in 8 Americans says, nope, never cried just because I was happy. I'll tell you something. Here's an embarrassing, vulnerable moment.
Okay.
That song we just played, the first time I heard the finished product, I cried my eyes out.
Well, that's fair. You're playing on that song, man.
Yeah, but it just went so far beyond what I thought that could be, because it was recorded in kind of bits and bobs, and it was an afterthought in the recording of that first album by the Black Crowes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that song, but hearing the final the whole album mastered, start to finish, the first time, it was at the moment at the end of that song when I finally couldn't help it. I was like, I can't believe how good this is, because the record was way better than we were, if that makes sense. We what do they call that? We outkicked the coverage. We made a record that we couldn't then go. We weren't that great a band. We had good songs and we had potential, but we weren't there yet. And so anyway, I remember very clearly, and I sadly was in a room with the rest of my band when that happened. And they looked at me like, what is your problem? And I was like, man, this is, but I wasn't like weepy. I mean, I was laughing. I was like, this is unbelievable. And I had water shooting out of my face holes. And they were looking at me like I was an alien life form. I was thrilled. That's a true story. I mean, they're all true, but that one's really true. Like them looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I think rightfully so.
Oh, man.
I've cried over much less than that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I've never not been I've always been a happy crier.
Okay.
I mean,
oh my God,
not a problem. I'm also a sad crier. I will cry. Man, there was a commercial for the Church of Latter-day Saints when I was a kid that would make me cry. It was like Julie Through the Glass. Somebody remembers that. And it just shows like a young family, a young couple's just had a baby, and then they see that baby's life progress over 60 seconds, and then it comes back to the maternity ward again. And it's just like, when I was a little kid, I was like, oh, that's really sad. That makes me want to cry. I was confused. 1 in 8 have never cried happy tears. I got to think, this means 1 in 8 people aren't sports fans, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Or they're just all out dead inside.
Yeah. Or
well,
they're
that.
Minnesota sports fans, and it's been since 91. Maybe they're younger Minnesota sports
That's
fans
fair.
who have never had that championship cry.
Yeah.
Well, now Lynx fans know the feeling, but I know our thoughts are usually you run to the Big Four, and those are the men's sports there.
Yeah.
Timberwolves haven't been around long enough. I mean, it's only 35, 36 years or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vikings, Twin, the old guard, and I'll clump in the Wild with the Stars because hockey's been around for a really long time at least. Yeah. I guarantee you, if the Vikings ever pick that trophy up, there will be men weeping.
Sobbing.
They won't stop till Tuesday if that ever happens.
Yeah. Bars will be loaded with men just crying like their eyes out for sure.
Yeah.
And then finally, just one before I die, that'll finally come. It'll be so satisfying.
It'll be a release is what it'll be.
That's not a spittoon, that's a tear tune.
That's right.
Just filling up vessel after vessel of men's Vikings tears. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. Also, I will say this: there's just sports, but then there's also I'm 2 for 2 on when babies are born that happen to be mine. Boy, you want to see some ugly crying. Thank God there weren't smartphones with video cameras when those 2 kids were born. I was just making a mess of myself.
I looked at my wife in awe both times, and then when the child came out, it was just, you're just a blubbering mess. It's uncontrollable. I don't know how you don't in that situation.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure that my dad did not cry when I was born. I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, I think he did, just for different reasons.
I'm not pretty sure. I can guarantee Don Gorman did not cry not once in 8 births of his children. No, it's just like, all right, everybody all right? Let's get back to the house.
Yeah, right? Everybody's healthy. Let's go.
How soon will this child be able to walk? How soon will that walking child be able to hold a broom? We were just a work crew. We used to like look at my dad and say, shouldn't we have name tags? Like, well, we're just here to clean up and do yard work.
Sure.
We should have like work shirts.
The janitorial crew, the Gorman janitorial crew.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That kept us in line. You got to do what you got to do.
That's
When's
right.
the last time you cried happy tears? 651-989-ROCK. When's the last time you cried happy tears? Or when was the silliest time you cried happy tears? Maybe you went to see the Cranberries and you were like, I'm just so happy to see this band. I don't know. 651-989-ROCK. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I'm laughing because I just remembered one of my favorite album reviews of all time, which I don't agree with.
Okay.
I'm not ragging on the Cranberries here. I'm just sharing what I thought was hilarious. If you remember Spinal Tap when they say, "Oh, the review for Shock Sandwich was just 2 words, S sandwich." This was similar. There was the Atlanta music scene from which my band emanated from, where we came from. There was a local music critic, and he was just the snarkiest, biggest jerk on earth. And he would write really glowing reviews of things he loved, and then the most dismissive reviews of things he hated.
Okay.
And his review of the Cranberries album, their second album, No Need to Argue, and the entire review was, "And there's no need to bray on like a dying mule either."
Oh, jeez.
God. And I haven't thought of that in forever. I just was reminded of that at the end of that song. That's all right.
What was that?
That's the deer. That's a real sound right there. We're talking about happy tears. I'm crying happy tears at the memory of that. Happy tears. What do you got for me on the text line, Paul?
Dean hit us up with at the courthouse when my divorce was finalized. Those were some happy tears. LOL.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know
that's
what?
fair.
When it works, it works.
Yeah.
Our friend Red said he, in all seriousness, cried when his daughter, his youngest child, got married. When his daughter was born, and when it got married, and then when they had and then when she had her first son and their second son. Okay. There we go. Jeez,
okay, cool.
Easy for me to say. Last but not least, John Prine live at the Other End, December 1975. Just a man and his guitar, and I wept the first time I had it on the turntable. One of my favorite record store day finds.
Nice.
I'm clapping for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Team John Prine always.
That's
great, man. Ryder.
Right.
You didn't want me to ask. Last time for the tears, what was it?
It was at Target Field, seeing Green Day play Dookie in its entirety.
Wow.
And I might have teared up. I mean, this is the first CD that I ever bought. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. He's up there. The big Dookie blimp is flying around. It may have been dark. I might have put on my sunglasses just so you couldn't see the slow tear roll down.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Anyway, man, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
Bringing Ryder to tears. I love it.
Yeah, it's singing about smoking weed, living in squalor, and I'm like, God, I didn't know what he really means.
Oh, the salad days.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Were we ever really that young? No, it was all in front of us.
Oh, so man. Special. 1,000% special.
Yeah, no, I'm digging that. All right, so 65198 on Rock. Let's talk about those happy tears. I know you've been out there crying, people. Let's have them. Headlines: 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Thursday morning. It is September the 18th. Let's see what's going on around here. Oh, in about 30 minutes, Steven Adler.
Hell yeah.
Original drummer for Guns N' Roses, founding member. We'll be talking to him ahead of an upcoming local performance. Look forward to that. But right now, it's time to share some headlines with the world. Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota.
Indeed. Farm Aid set up for Saturday. Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, etc. And now you can add Bob Dylan to the bill.
Nice.
That's right. This Saturday again, Huntington Bank Stadium. This will be the first performance in the Twin Cities in 8 years for Bob, and his 4th appearance at Farm Aid.
Yes, indeedy. I was already planning to attend. I'm now planning to attend with even more anticipation.
You're going to attend her.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to attend her.
Yeah. Live Nation's CEO says concert tickets are still underpriced. You heard that right. Okay. At a business conference in L.A., Michael Rapino said the average ticket is $72 and added, quote, try going to a Laker game for that. The latest Consumer Price Index data showed prices for movie theaters and concert tickets jumped 3.4% last month, year over year. Meanwhile, cost to go to a sporting event dropped 0.5% from last year. So those statements clashed with consumer experiences as fans also consistently blast Ticketmaster's on-sale process as chaotic, plagued with error codes, long queues, and price surges, that from dynamic pricing that often push tickets to high prices or into the hands of third-party sellers.
I'm sorry, I lost focus. Did you say the Fed's going to drop mortgage rates again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Listen, I'm staring at, and these are not all Live Nation shows, but I'm staring at tickets to Bert Kreischer, tickets to Hart, tickets to Kansas that you can all win today on this very radio station. So there you go.
There you go. That's how you can avoid it.
Taken care of.
Who needs $72 in your pocket when you got KQRS to give away concert tickets?
That's right. Michael Shannon and Jason Narducci and friends have announced a 2026 tour to commemorate the 40th anniversary of REM's landmark album, Life's Rich Pageant. The 22-date tour begins February 11th in Denver, Colorado, and it'll make a stop at First Ave March 14th. In fact, tickets go on sale tomorrow, and I bet you they're way under $72.
I bet they are.
Each show will feature Narducci and Shannon playing the album in full, along with a medley of other beloved REM classics.
So Michael Shannon's an actor that if you don't know him by name, you've seen his face.
You've seen his face.
1,000%.
Anybody listening's like, oh, I've seen that guy in that thing, and he played that guy in that thing. And he's a huge REM fan, and he's a bit of a singer himself. And he and Jason Narducci, who's a musician full time, they put together this band. They went out and they started playing REM songs, and it just took off.
Yeah.
And people go and they play clubs like First Avenue, and they pack them out because people love that music. And I saw the show here in March when they did the REM's third album, Fables of the Reconstruction, or if you prefer, Reconstruction of the Fables. No one's really sure what the name is. Depends on which side of the album you're looking at, depending on which. Anyway, long story short. Really good band. They have a great band. The stuff sounds amazing. And he's up there channeling. He's doing his best Michael Stipe, I suppose you would say. And I'm an REM fan, but I didn't want to like it. I just think it's weird. And I got there and I was like, this is great.
Good.
It's awesome. There's
awesome.
really, because it's very much from the heart. It's not something they're doing. There's not a... There's nothing about it other than simply we love this music
like
and we just want to celebrate it. And that comes across very, very clearly.
Nice.
I love Michael Shannon's perspective on this whole thing. He said, quote, "It dumbfounds and delights me that we continue our crusade through this astounding catalog of music from one of America's most influential and unique bands." So, I mean, he's kind of got that same perspective on it. He can't believe he gets to go out and do that. A 76-year-old woman on Long Island, faces charges after she was accused of shooting her 67-year-old neighbor in the face with a flare gun as he walked his dog. Apparently, they were having arguments over their pets. Now, you're going to hear this, but I want to preface this by saying he's okay.
All right.
Didn't think I'd do it, huh? Did you? Do what?
They're fighting.
Kathleen showed no emotion. She claimed I was the devil. She claimed I tried to murder her. And she said, I'm sorry I missed. I've lived in Manhattan. I've lived in San Francisco. I've lived in Boston. And nothing ever happened to me. I moved to Suffolk County in a senior community, and my neighbor shoots me in the face with a flare.
Yeah, it's Long Island.
With a flare.
That's out there, too.
It's tough going out there.
Suffolk, yeah, basically, you just get 30, 40 minutes past the city, you're in Suffolk County. It's just a huge swath. There's eastern, central, western, and it's just a whole bunch of everything out there. You got like, you got your people that are like Hamptons, and then you got people who like to shoot their neighbors with flare guns. You got everything in between.
Yeah. Rascals is what you've got.
It's a mixed bag, baby.
Holy moly.
Let's talk about some sports really quickly. The Minnesota Lynx are into the WNBA semifinals. They beat Golden State last night in California, which is not a surprise. The surprise comes from the fact that with a few minutes to go in the third quarter, the Lynx were down 17. As the fourth quarter began, they were still down 14. They went on a 26-11 tear in the fourth quarter to win the game 75-72. Very nicely done. Now they have a few extra days before the semifinals kick off. Well done, Lynx.
Well done.
Minnesota Vikings will be there'll be a new face under center on Sunday. That is, of course, Carson Wentz, who signed with the team about a month ago. He will start against the Cincinnati Bengals. Also will be starting their backup quarterback because injuries are just a part of life in the NFL. The Vikings right now, you got J.J. McCarthy with a walking boot. You've got Ryan Kelly, the center, tackle Justin School. You've got linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel and cornerback Jeff Okudah all in the concussion protocol.
Good Lord.
How? Yeah, they're beat up. They're dinged up for sure. But you know what? Let's go, Carson Wentz. I'm going to get on Team Wentz for a day.
All right.
Or for a week or for a month or for the rest of the season.
Depends on how it
happens. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, man, I hope there's not a quarterback controversy. I hope there is, because there will be if he wins. And let's get some wins.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Twins are now 4-12 in the month of September. They have lost 10 of their 11 series. They have a 4-game homestand starting, I guess, tonight.
Tomorrow. Day off today, and you know what? Google led me astray. Sometimes Google's not right. It said a 4-game homestand against Cleveland. It's 3.
And that's it.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it for home games.
Well, then I got to get there Sunday.
Yeah.
The final game of the season. If I'm going to get there again, it'll have to be on Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll let you know on Monday.
I'm already getting tense for you.
I will let you know on Monday why I didn't go.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing how quickly a great idea turns into not a chance in hell.
I don't feel like
going to be at Farm Aid all day Saturday. I'm not going to wake up and go to Target Field.
If you need help preemptively, 45% chance of rain on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, there's a 100% chance of a lot of football on Sunday. So
there's that too.
Sorry, Twins, can't do it. Hey, White Bear Lake, what's up? What's up, girl?
Yeah.
Come on, White Bear Lake.
Wow, take it easy. Dude, calm down.
Man, it's nice up there.
Be nice.
I like White Bear Lake.
Just don't show all your cards right away. Just,
I'm not in the market. I can applaud a lovely part of the state.
All right. Fair enough.
That's what I do. Hey, I did mention that Farm Aid's coming up on Saturday. You may be thinking, well, gosh, if I go to Farm Aid, what am I going to drink? I don't know. Maybe some Farm Aid Fam Hoppy Lager.
What?
There will be a Farm Aid beer, a special beer brewed for Farm Aid. Jeremy Mathison, the founder of Broken Clock Brewing Cooperative, will be with us to discuss this very fact after we hear from Lenny Kravitz. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Farm Aid is Saturday. Farm Aid 40 at Huntington Bank Stadium. If you're just joining us, Bob Dylan has been added to the bill. Jeremy Mathison has also been added to the bill.
Yeah, buddy.
Jeremy from the Broken Clock Brewing Cooperative. The Brewing Co-op, I'm going to call it, joins us. Jeremy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
At the risk of asking a really silly question, what is the Broken Clock Brewing Cooperative?
So we are a 100% member-owned cooperative brewery.
Nice.
There's 1,870 owners of the business.
Okay.
Yep. So you can imagine decision-making and how that goes.
Right.
But we are really just a really cool cooperative brewery that's run by the community.
So are you the kind of guy who once upon a time was like, I think I'm going to start making my own beer in my basement? Was that
pretty much?
Yeah,
pretty much. We knew we wanted to start a business, and so we kicked around a whole bunch of ideas. We always met at breweries, and so we said, we're kind of running out of money, so let's just start a brewery so we can stop spending money at other breweries.
Right on. And how long have you guys been up and running?
We've been up and running since 2015. We started raising money, opened our doors in 2017, and moved to a new location about 2 years ago.
Very nice. And now you have brought in a little Farm Aid Fam, the Hoppy Lager, which will be available at the stadium, I'm assuming.
It will. Yeah. We just delivered a whole bunch of cases to the stadium.
That's awesome. How did you get hooked up with Farm Aid?
Well, I suppose like any great story starts, I was laying in bed.
Right. I like it already.
Just trying to figure out if I was going to get up for the day or stay in bed a little longer. And, there was an announcement on the radio that Farm Aid 40 was coming to Minneapolis.
Nice.
And so I'm a huge fan of Farm Aid. I'm a huge fan of the artists. I'm a huge fan of the cause.
Right.
So I immediately got up and emailed everybody I possibly knew who may have some sort of connection to Farm Aid. One of those people happened to be the president of the Farmers Union, who was a member of the co-op, and he connected me with someone.
Awesome.
So I emailed them, and then as I was waiting for a reply, I still continued to text and email everyone and say, if you ever talk to anyone with Farm Aid, you should tell them they should make a beer with us.
That's great.
And eventually they reached out, and we jumped on a call, and we went through a very strict criteria of what needed to happen to make this beer in terms of ingredients and stuff.
Right.
And we made it happen.
So that answers my next question, which is this is you hadn't had this previously. You whipped this recipe together for Farm Aid 40. And how did you come up with this? So there's ingredients. You said there's some specs you had to explain that to me.
Yeah, so the specs were really easy for us to meet because we already, don't use GMOs and all of these other, very strict guidelines that Farm Aid has because they're about supporting local farmers. It's not about big corporate farming. And so the part that we really dove into was making sure that we were super intentional with the farmers that we worked with. We wanted to work with a local, close family farm, so we picked 2-track. And then we wanted to work with a family-grown hop farmers. And so we used West Coast hop breeding to do the hops to create this really awesome hoppy Pilsner that's a 4.8%, easy to drink. Yeah. Great beer for the summer.
I like all that. It sounds like
Does somebody want to crack one of those open and give it a taste?
I would be more than happy to.
Are they cold, Jeremy?
They look like they're
very cold.
We only serve cold. We only.
Oh, hang on. Here it is. It's coming across.
Handing it across to him.
Hang on. Let's see if we can get this. Sound. Hang on. Let me get this right next.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Such a beautiful sound.
Oh.
It is a beautiful sound.
What a wonderful bouquet.
How's it smell? The fragrances.
Oh, isn't that nice? Oh,
there
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Steve taking one for the team and tasting
you know
the beer.
what? Listen, I am willing to sacrifice everything up, including my sobriety for the show. And for Farm Aid 40.
Team player.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hey,
Thank
Jeremy,
you for the beer.
How did you decide that this was the style of beer that you were going to do?
Awesome question. We really wanted to be able to showcase both. And so by doing this, it allows us to showcase the hops. So when you first open it and you first smell it, you smell a lot of hops. When you first drink it, you get a lot of the hop flavor. But it dissipates really, really quickly, as you would see in a Pilsner. So we wanted to use a really clean malt. So we used a Badlands Pilsner from this 2-track malting to really kind of highlight the great qualities of both farms.
And what album were you listening to when you came up with this plan? Which Dead album? I should probably be more specific.
Buffalo
album or gig from 72?
I was going to say Buffalo 72.
There you go. There you go. Got listen, no disrespect to Mickey, but I love it when they were a one drummer band. That's my whew, man. I just feel like Butch, listen to me, I'm getting my drummers confused. I feel like, the band's up there on stage, they're doing their thing, and Mickey comes around with the spray paint and just throws it around. Right. I know. That's me. I'm digging into the weeds too much. Sorry.
It's okay. You're allowed to nerd out every now and then.
I love Kreutzmann. I mean, he's just the freight train. All right, so Farm Aid Fam is going to be available at Farm Aid. Can you buy it anywhere but at Farm Aid?
Yes, so you can get it obviously at the stadium on Saturday.
Right.
We delivered it to probably about 30 different liquor stores.
Nice.
Oh, wow. A handful of restaurants also have it. And then, of course, in the tap room, you can get it literally fresh off the tap.
All right, I'm going to say all that stuff you said about the hoppy hits you hard and then the Pilsner, all that's true. I'm 2 sips in and it's working.
Yeah.
Man, I love Pilsner. It's funny. Have you experienced this? I've been meaning to ask a beer guy because I jumped in hardcore in the 90s to all the microbrews I could find, and I went on my beer exploratory journey, and I would only drink local beers and traveling a lot and getting all the beer. And then I woke up one day in my 50s and I was like, I just want a Hams. Like my taste buds were like, okay, you've done enough. I mean, and I still I love this beer, but I came back around to all the beers that I swore off because I was like, I don't like those little simple beers. And now I'm feeling like I'm finding they actually work just as well sometimes. Are you just a knee deep craft beer guy? Do you ever just find yourself sitting there with a PBR or a Hams or something like that? You can tell us.
Are you sure you're not a brewer? Because Hams is the beer of choice in our industry.
Really?
Yeah, go to any high-functioning brewery and you'll see a case of Hams in the fridge. That's kind of the
no
go-to.
Kidding.
Yeah, we love our classics. Yeah, we love our classics.
Yeah. All right, good. Just good to know. I think maybe what it was is I just stopped being such a pretentious ass. Maybe that was it.
That's the thing I've noticed about a bunch of brewers, too, is lagers, Jeremy, please help me out. Lagers are harder to make than, something with a whole lot like an IPA or something like that. Why is that?
They are. If you really want to see the flaw in a beer, just try someone's Pilsner and you can really...
Yeah.
It's a hard beer to make. You have to take time. The yeast needs to do its thing, and it tells you when it's ready.
There's more subtlety involved.
Yeah.
And a lot of the really hoppy stuff, it's just all about just smacking people in the mouth with it, I guess so. Right. Jerry Mathison, Broken Clock Brewing Cooperative. Thank you for coming in, brother, and seriously, thank you for the beer. And I'll track you down Saturday. I can't wait.
I appreciate you guys having me. It means a lot.
Absolutely.
Jeremy Mathison is not a founding member of Guns N' Roses, but Steven Adler is, and he's playing the Field of Bands this weekend, and he's going to join us in a few minutes on Gorman in the Morning. Steven Adler's joining us on Gorman in the Morning. Steven is performing at Field of Bands 2025. Steve, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my beautiful brother.
It's great to talk with you. Tell me about Field of Bands 2025. Steven Adler, you've put a band together. You're going to be up and rocking. Tell me the story of this band.
Really, there's friends of mine that I got together with that I've worked with throughout the decades. Mm-hmm. And we're all in the same place and we all want the same thing. So it's been really exciting and it's just amazing. Great guys, great players.
There's a time in everyone's life, hopefully. Yeah. You've obviously already gotten there. I'd like to think I'm there when the single most important thing is to play with people you want to hang out with. You want to be with your friends.
Exactly. It's the truth. These guys that I'm working with, we all want the same thing. We're all enjoying what we're doing, and it shows. And I'm really looking forward to being able to play for the military this weekend. That's very special.
I know, and I want to ask you about that. I'm just going to one thing to what you just said. We all want the same thing, and I think you'd agree because I look back, everything's really crystal clear 40 years later.
Yeah.
The most important thing for a young band of dudes who all want to take over the world or girls that want to take over the world, you got to all be on the same page. You got to have the same ethics and you got to want the same stuff or you're just going to spin your wheels. So some of us, like you and me, takes a little longer to find those people, but we did, and it's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
So you did not serve in the military, but you are a huge supporter of the military and you love the idea of playing for Field of Bands. Tell me, where does that passion come from?
It just is amazing. And the people that protect us and our country, they're just some badass people. I know. It's not easy to punch somebody in the face, but these guys don't give a shit.
That's right, man. They got a job to do.
Yeah, but
it's a pretty important job.
They don't get paid enough.
The Yellow Ribbon Alliance Lower St. Croix Valley supports troops, veterans, and their families. Field of Bands 2025. That's this Saturday, noon until 8 p.m. at the Washington County Fairgrounds. Steven Adler, formerly of Guns N' Roses, will be performing at the show, and he's with us on Gorman in the Morning right now. We play a lot of Guns N' Roses still. I should say specifically a lot of Appetite for Destruction still on our station. It's hard for anybody that wasn't around in 1987, 88, and 89 to get their arms around what a rocket ride you guys had. And to literally go from another band on the Sunset Strip to inarguably the biggest rock band on earth. Yeah. But you know what? When I hear those songs to this day, I never have to ask why that happened. The record still holds up, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. This weekend, everybody's going to hear me and the band play them, and they're going to have a big smile on their face.
A couple things about the song Paradise City, because every time we play it on the air, I've heard that song a million times. But when you have the big downbeat pause before it goes into the double time ending and all those triplets, you have a few moments in that one where you're working that kid over. And I always imagine, I have the same thought every time, which is I imagine you listening to that record fully mixed with a big grin on your face.
Yeah. So proud of that record. So proud of what I came up with and what we came up with. To be this proud is really amazing.
No yes man, not an extra nickel to your name. When all you have is each other, well, records like Appetite for Destruction fall out.
It can happen that way.
Steven Adler's with us on Gorman in the Morning. This Saturday, Field of Bands 2025. We've talked about this for the last few years since I've been in Minneapolis every year, this show. And it is such an important thing, supporting local veterans and their families. And Steven, that's an awesome thing for you to do, to come all this way with your band. We're looking forward to seeing it. By any chance, do you remember the first time you ever played a gig in Minneapolis?
No, but I could tell you, the song My Michelle is our, dear old friend Michelle Young. She's going to be at the show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she lives in Minnesota.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so it's really cool to run into and hang out with, dear old friends.
Yeah, no, that's one great thing about this life. When you're traveling around and playing shows, you still see a lot of people all these years later. I don't think the average person thinks about how important that is to the traveling musician, but friendly faces never get tired.
We're always running into each other.
Steven, we're looking forward to the gig, and I appreciate you taking the time to call in, man.
Thank you so much for having me, brother. And
you got it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you and getting a rock and roll hug from you.
Right on, brother. I look forward to it.
Gorman in the morning, it's time for your last word. Okay, before Mrs. Doubtfire and before Good Morning Vietnam, Robin Williams was an international sensation because of Mork and Mindy.
Yes, Nanu Nanu.
Nanu Nanu, a cultural phenomenon around the world in the late 70s. He was as big a TV star, a blazing comet, as there has ever been. And one of the things the production team on Mork and Mindy had on hand at all times was a bunch of people who could interpret a bunch of different languages. Because Robin Williams, if you go back and watch the show, there's a lot of times he's speaking in his alien language, and it's just gibberish he was making up.
Right.
And Robin Williams wasn't multilingual except for curse words. And he would curse and curse and curse in foreign tongues as part of his gibberish, violating all kinds of international, broadcasting violation standards and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so they had to have a fleet of interpreters on hand at all times just to make sure that they weren't getting sued to death clean by the French networks and the Italian networks and the Chinese networks and everybody who was playing it. That's just Robin Williams being Robin. Unreal. A lot.
The cojones on that dude.
That's good stuff. Hey, tomorrow on this show, Chris Porter, great comic, opening for Bert Kreischer. Chris Porter's going to join us. We will also, it's last call for Bert Kreischer tickets. Fletcher, what's coming up next?
Go commercial free just before noon, and we're back to $5K a day, so I've got 2 more opportunities for you to score $1,000.
Righteous. Let's go. Here's the Strokes. See you tomorrow.